with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So I was just walking around today just thinking how fucking profoundly retarded I am. I'm fucking on here like 90% of the times, like just talking about Bitcoin. Like I just want people to at least get a little bit, just put it away forever, just use it as a savings account. And I want them to do it for themselves. It would make me happy. Even if you don't know what it is yet, you just got to take my word for it. So I'm saying that like 90% of the time. And then the other 10% of the time, it's like, hey, I tell you what you should do if you get tinnitus is like slit your wrists. Slit your wrists and your Achilles heel open, and maybe the ringing in your ears will go down very slightly as you slip into a coma. So on the one hand, I want people to do this thing that I 100% believe in. And then on the other hand, I'm just throwing shit out there off the cuff that just sounds so fucking retarded that it cancels out everything else. This is the danger of talking too much. It is. This is what the Buddhists say. Be careful with your words. I am possibly the least careful person in the world. I'm sure if I had advertising on this podcast, I'd be going, Boyle, I'm not entirely sure if it's ethical to tell people to cut their feet open in a harebrained attempt to ease tinnitus. I'm not too sure if that's going to sell any more of these pulsating pussies. And I'd be like, listen, you take those pulsating pussies somewhere else because I fucking believe in free speech. And if I want to say crazy shit like that, I should be allowed to say crazy shit like that. I should be allowed to give advice to people based on a fucking documentary I was half watching over a decade ago. It might have been 8 years. I don't know. It was close to a decade or over. I'm going to fucking trail the internet and find that fucking episode so I can rewatch it, because in my mind, it had potential. But it's also possible it was that long ago. I was like fully deeply into conspiracy theories back then, and I was just anti everything. And I was in the frame of mind where I was like, fucking, they're trying to withhold the bloodletting from us, aren't they? They're not going to let it out that it's the fucking cure. So I fully get it now. When I ask you if you've bought Bitcoin and you say no, I 100% understand why. I fucking fully understand. You have to be a psychopath to take that fucking advice, don't you? And there are a few psychopath listeners who did take the advice and have made a bunch of money. But if you were like a statistician or a sane person, like the data says, do not listen to a fucking word I say. If anything, what I say should be a complete and utter deterrent to everyone. But that doesn't change the fact that Bitcoin is the apex fucking predator of assets and will swallow up everything it touches. There's a couple of other, and this is not financial advice. None of it is. None of this is any advice at all. I mean, the whole podcast is not advice, but this is definitely not financial advice. But I have my eye on a couple of Bitcoin miners on the US NASDAQ, and I have no anything in them. I don't even know what's going to happen, but they're pretty cheap, and apparently the upside's huge. But I don't know. It's all speculation from here. But the guy I listen to, Mike Alfred on Twitter, seems to think these two miners are going to fucking blow up maybe in June or July. So they're really cheap now. They're like $2.50 for Cypher. CIFR, that's the code on the NASDAQ. It's Cypher Mining. It's just a Bitcoin miner. And also Iris Energy. And that's a Bitcoin miner as well. I honestly don't know fucking anything about them. All I know is my guy reckons they're going to fucking pop in quarter 3 of 2024. And just for posterity's sake, Iris Energy, which is IREN on the NASDAQ, that's its code. Right now, today, what date is it? The 5th of March, before the market opens on the 5th of March, it's $5.70 USD a share. And Cypher is $2.87. So that could be interesting. Maybe if I get a little bit of spare cash, I'll pop a little bit on those two. But always my plan is if I put something in that, it's just only so I can sell it and buy more Bitcoin. But the miners are lagging Bitcoin at the moment. They're going down, the miners, while Bitcoin goes up. So if it does pop, it has a bit of upside. Obviously, after listening to the start of this episode, you know I have no idea what I'm talking about. So fucking tread carefully. Anyway, I just want to shout out, we got another Patreon subscriber yesterday. We got fucking a lovely lady, Brianna. Thank you for joining. It's nice to know there's still ladies listening to this. Anyway, fucking the Patreon potty, the Jenny Diaries is out today. It'll come out a few hours after this. We had Red from fucking Philadelphia. It's a fucking banger, this one. So if you want to listen to it, join the Patreon. The link is at boylecomedy.com. Head there, subscribe, and you'll get access to all of it. Anyway, that'll do for today, and I'll see you the fuck later.